Hey team, welcome to the Ladies Best Life podcast. I hope you're feeling awesome today. We are talking about plateaus. I'm going to keep this nice and short and sweet and simple for you. Now, we see a lot of people embark on their weight loss journey and they'll do great to begin. Maybe they've gone from being sedentary, they haven't really eaten that well, and they've started to get their 5 a day in. They're drinking more water and they're now getting 8,000 steps in every day. And what they've noticed is that they'll start to see progress with this. They'll feel fitter, they'll feel stronger, and the number on the scales will be dropping as well. Now, plateaus are inevitable, okay? Listen to that. Plateaus are inevitable. They happen. We see them happen all the time. We expect them to happen. But what this can do for you guys is derail you a little bit. It can literally, for a lot of people, if they don't see weight loss over a couple of weeks and they've stayed in that plateau, they can seriously hit the fuck it button and then revert all the way back to where they were in the beginning, which is such a shame. But they don't have the tools to go, what is it that I need to do to go to that next level? Because in order for you to say lose stone 1, it will take 3 things that you need to do, for example. In order to lose stone 2, it will be 3 potentially different things. Because don't forget, when you lose weight, there is less of you to fuel. So your body requires less fuel to do what it needs to do. You might need to move a little bit more. You might need to taper your calories down a little bit more. But again, with both of these things, it's a little bit. We see a lot of people when they hear information like that, they go ball to the wall and think they need to drop by 300 calories a day. For some reason, there's this magic 1,200 calories that people always try and get themselves to. And I got down to that when I was about 9 stone 8 for my photo shoot. And it was hard I was only 9 stone 8. So if you're a lady who's 14 stone, you should be having significantly more fuel than 1,200 calories. But anyway, I digress. So what I want you to think about is, as you lose weight, the process, your actions and your behaviors will have to be different than when you're at the beginning. What you're doing has to change to get different results. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And like, you might be sat there thinking, you know what? I'm actually just looking to maintain now. That's brilliant. Nothing needs to change. You know, as long as you're, in my eyes, you use calorie counting or the method to lose the weight as a method. So for us, it's generally calorie counting, or we use some other kind of savvy swap methods. But then what you want to do is educate yourself on how not to use those, because otherwise you're stuck using the methods. You're never going to be breaking free from dieting. And this is when I say on my social media that so-and-so is broken free from dieting. She's literally broken free. Like, she's got no tracking, no nothing. She's eating healthy. She's enjoying life. And the food is just second nature to her now. So that's what we're aiming to do. And this is why you almost want to kind of really give it as much effort and energy as you can to get to your result, get to your goal weight as quickly as possible in healthy, sustainable manners. Then bring your calories back up. And again, this is called reverse dieting. We would usually recommend you do this with a coach because it makes things a lot easier. A lot of people have a lot of scarcity around bringing those calories back up because they think the weight's going to go up. It doesn't happen like that. We want to slowly bring your metabolic rate back up and raise your my God, I can't speak today. Metabolism. So it's doing these things in a tactful way. And don't forget, when you are reverse dieting, you're going to be eating very differently to when you were pre-dieting. Okay, so when you gained the weight in the first place. So plateaus, what is it that you need to do? I want you to think about, what can you fit into your life? Is it that we need to look at reducing the calories by 50 to 100 per day? I would start with 50 for a couple of weeks, see how that goes. Okay. And remember the podcast I did a few weeks ago where I said about, if you feel that weekends derail you, let's start by logging the weekends so that then you can then eat the remaining calories over the weekdays. Okay. And that might be a little bit less, but it's better than eating in a surplus all the time. Okay. So you might find the weekdays a little bit harder, but it's probably going to be the only way that we get this show on the road, if you like, because a lot of the time people eat to their target calories Monday to Thursday. So they're at target, but then they go well over at weekends, so they're above target. So what we recommend is actually start by logging the weekends if you're struggling with this, and then fill in the gaps on the weekdays. So it's looking at, do you have the capacity to reduce your calories once you've plateaued? Now, a plateau, I think, give yourself 2 to 3 weeks, because there could be stress in there, which makes the body hold on to water. There could just be generic water retention. It could be hormones. There are a load of reasons why your weight might not be going down. That's nothing to do with body fat. You might have gained a little bit of muscle. You might be more replenished with water. So don't be too hasty on this. But one of the things you can do is reduce the calories by, say, 50 to 100 per day. Another thing that you could do is add an extra 1,000 steps per day and just see how that goes. But what I would recommend is only change one thing at one time. Because if you change all the things, you're never going to know what's going on. But please take from this tonight that plateaus are normal, but also nothing will change if nothing changes. Don't be irrational. Don't be like a bull in a china shop when it comes to making these changes. Be subtle and allow time to test and see what's working and what isn't working. So if, for example, you're going to drop the 50 calories per day, give it a couple of weeks. Okay. Weigh yourself just once a week and see what happens. If that hasn't worked, you could then go, right, okay, let's drop by another 50, no more than that. Or let's keep that 50 that we'd already taken off, keep that 50 calories off, and let's add an extra 1,000 steps per day or an extra 7,000 steps per week. So I hope that's been helpful. Please don't lose faith. Please don't lose that belief. You can 100% do this. Plateaus are normal and you will get there. Trust the process.